good too. You can probably put on the next step. So you guys all look like you're ready to start the next step, so I'll show you what that'll look like, and then you can go whatever you want. But this is where we'll start to forge out the actual blade shape. So if we go back to the storyboard, I'll show you a little bit more. So now, I'll use the round side. This horseshoe is a little different than yours, but it's the same principle. You think about all that shoveling that you just did, and now you're trying to hammer out that middle.
Like it's going to take me 25 times.
But yep, so this will take the longest part of the whole process of this stage right here. Okay, so just do your best. I'll also show you guys a tip later. If you feel like you're getting really tired, I'll show you a tip you guys, or a trick you guys can do to work together too. Sit right here, right? But if there's yes, but if you push down into the anvil while you hit it, it won't happen. Okay. Another way you can also hold it just like this, which is probably better. It might be a little easier for you. Okay. So that would also help. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Now you start losing accuracy.
Maybe try to stay in the center of your piece here by hitting it on one side. Make sure you heat it back up too. Now, what do you guys think of that part? It's gonna take a little bit of time. It does take quite a while. It just takes a little bit of patience and a lot of energy. Oh man, he's cheating. He's got it on the second pull and we're struggling over here now.
He's seen all the YouTube videos.
I just want to know if they're angry.
I'm gonna keep busy today. Yep. I always there was a couple weeks ago I was doing a class and I was making the last step for this storyboard. So I made one about halfway through and then I set it off to the side as part of the storyboard. And I still had to make another one to show the rest of the class. So I tried to race whoever was working with and see if I could catch up to them. And I think I got to the last stage just before they did, and they were really surprised that I caught up to them. Yeah, he's got that big propane tank in the back. Natural gas works well too. It has to have it's got a different fuel history and it doesn't burn as hot. In order to counteract that, we have to use more air pressure. There's a lot of nutrients.
Sunday, everybody. There's a little Prismacolor. There's our they're live on YouTube.
Starts to look kind of like a banana with both wings, yeah. And it's gonna look, it won't look like a knife until we get to the very end of the process. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Little trying to get used to about an 1/8 of an inch thick. So once you start getting close to that, you'll have to hit lighter. You don't want to hit as hard once you get into that thickness. Because if you get it too thin, what'll happen is it'll create a thin spot. Well, when we go to sharpen it, it won't be a thinner spot. Exactly. Well, yeah, we'll try to keep an eye on your guys' pieces, let you know before you get it.
Oh, I got a couple more hours.
Extend the class. Hey, probably that's one of the.
Yeah, the rails like usually, so what is it right now? We got 45 minutes in. We're probably about halfway done with the forging already. For the rail spikes, you'd probably just be done with this first step. So you'd probably have
So it's
another
over class.
It's actually the same time frame, but it just depends on how. We usually have this part done in 45 minutes or so. Then they move on to the bevel portion, which is like another half hour. Then the twisting. Twisting only takes like 5 minutes. Then you have to straighten everything. Usually about an hour and a half of forging, and then about an hour and a half of cutting. And obviously, if you get a bigger class, it kind of grows exponentially at that point.
Right. That sounds fun. Like maybe we get lucky and like split the people up and have like more of us. So the focus is more on the 2 sets of people versus
Right,
yeah.
It does, yeah. It gets really chaotic. There's things that allow us to be taken care of the time. Yeah,
Oh, it's got all the stuff that have.
I'll show you guys what that trick looks like.
I start off real good, but then near the end, it's like, woo.
Here, listen, want to show her what this next trick will look like. So what I'll do is I'll hold the piece for you, but I'll just have you stand across from me, and you'll just hit it. Sound good?
Right?
So we grab some soap here. What I want you to try to do when you're swinging, just try to hit the same spot on that end every time you swing. The best you can.
You don't worry about anything else I'm trying to do. He wants to do it by himself. He still wants to do
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, that's right. You can do those.
Otherwise, you're going to say you lost your stuff.
Yeah, I'll steal your guys' if I do.
When you get tired, just speak up.
There you go, buddy. Yep, so now work the other side. So flip it. There you go, now do that side. Yep, hold it a little bit straighter. Okay. Good. Keep it straight still. Just like that. The handle is not flat. If you work on it, put up in your face, it's going to take a bell like this.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
I got it.
And see how it's starting to get this and take it so far. Go back and show you. If you look at the other side, see how we're starting to get thinner along the edge there. That's good. But as you get it thinner, that's good.
Like I start out really good. And then like, I'm like 10 in. And I'm like 10 in, and I'm not swinging anymore.
You'll also see that as it starts to get thinner, it's also going to heat up a lot faster, but it's also going to cool down faster too. So that means you'll have less time to work on it.
Makes sense.
Oh, I gotta keep going on mine too. I'll let you guys get ahead of me.
Whatever.
Don't act like you're not gonna catch right up.
I know.
Yeah, so right now I'll probably go just a You see how we're starting to get about that thickness? That is right about where you want to stop it.
That way the grinder will take the rest.
Right.
So that 10 minutes probably turns into like maybe 5 now, roughly for the thickness.
Yep.
I mean, we don't want to break down.
Good job. You see how they're starting to turn more into an egg shape now? How the things here, they're getting a little lighter. I don't want to overdo it. Before we get done with your next round, I'll look at it and I'll tell you how far you have to go. Everything is just a little bit lighter. There you go. As you get lighter, you can also smooth out all those orangey marks from anchoring it, but they'll make it look a little cleaner. I'm going to show you how you guys can work together if you want.
He doesn't want to yet.
Well, he can also help you still too.
He's offered. I'm going to
Okay.
go until I can't do it.
There you go.
You can feel when it starts to get too cold, when it starts to bounce
Yes.
around more.
The vibrations will cause it to bounce around. That's about as big as I want that one. Keep it right up there. Now, once you guys get to this step, I'll show you what the next step will be. Yes. As you get it lighter, you just have to get it, as you get it thick, you just hit it lighter. Look at your head. See how thin it is? Their tip is thinner than down here. So what you can do is work in this middle section more, so you don't make it look.
That'll hand it up and keep going. And go
You'll
from
get
that
middle
middle
just
on.
in that middle area. I got this. There you go. Good job.
He's got the eye.
I can't see with these glasses. I
He's
should have brought my own thing.
going by feelings. Feelings goes by feelings.
I'd be ready going with you.
Yeah. So you see how it's nice and consistent all the way through? I would keep that thickness right there, and then you can move on. I'll show you what that is.
You want to hold it? Yeah.
So once you guys get it to 1/8 of an inch thickness, I'll show you what the next step will look like, then we can keep moving. But it's not really hard. The hardest part about it is just the way you have to hold it. I'll grab that practice example and show you. So right now we're just trying to make this, right? We're just trying to create the blade shape. The next thing we're going to do is add this little finger guard right here. This allows you to hold it, that way you don't cut yourself basically when you're using it. Now the way you'll do this is with the horn of the animal. You'll have to hold it kind of like you did before, like this. But you're going to hold it right at the tip of the horn. Now the hardest part about this is that as you hit it, it's going to want to fall off. It's going to be really, really slippery. So when you're hitting it, try to push down into the anvil with your hand and try to hit it right above, just like that. If you hit over the edge or behind it, it won't work. So you got to do your best to hit right about there. Flat side? Yes, yeah. You'll want the flat side of the hammer. It might take a couple tries. Don't try to do it in the first heat. Try to get it started, and then take 2 or 3 attempts to get finished. Basically,
Is that in between gorges, or is that like couple squeeze at a time?
Yeah. So when it's heated up, just do like 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 hits to get that curve started, and then put it back in. The hotter it is for this part, the better.
You don't flatten
No, all you're trying to do is
it. Just make it.
line up with
Try straightening it.
Instead of flat side?
Keep going. And look, see how you just have it started? Yep. That's all you really have to do. Now, every time you get it back up again, you're just trying to make that more in this case. You're going to try to get it about 1/3 of the width. You're going to try to get that about 1/3 of the width. That makes sense. Oh, not there. I didn't hear
Like
before.
sand this down.
Yeah, right now.
Like sand this down.
Figured out that. There you go. So now if you take a look at it, you see how it's starting to get a little thinner now? So now you can hit it lighter. There you go, yeah. A little bit further, a little lighter still. So if you get back up again, and you'll probably just have to do that maybe 1 or 2 more times. See how big it is right now.
Are we gonna sand like
Oh yeah. Don't worry about the shape too all that matters. Get it started, and it'll follow.
I said lately.
Harder than hard. When you get that though, that's the number one. Yes. That's why you have to be really careful when you hold it, because if you're holding it a little too high and you hit it, it's gonna curl this way. But if you're holding it too low and you hit it, then it's gonna curl that way. You gotta hold it somewhat high. Yeah. It's really tricky. There's a lot of nuances to it, especially.
How much of a finger group how deep of a finger group do you want?
You really want to go only about a third of its total width. So, if you think about like the total width of your piece, you want to go about 1/3. It's kind of hard to picture, but that's the way I like it. But yeah, once you get it close to there, then you should be good. The main thing is this, with this part, is you have to have a little bit of patience with it too, because of how many times you have to go back and forth. After you get this part in, that's pretty much all the forging we have to do for shaping. But we'll have to go through, you have to make sure everything's straight too before we go to quenching. You can see how it's starting to curve in opposite direction. Yeah. I'll show you how to fix that. So if you want to get that curve match straight like it was before, heat it up. Hold it across the ankle, things like this, it'll tap it right there. What that'll do is it'll push the ankle back, and then it'll bring it back. You'll have to be careful, because what it'll do is it'll want to twist on you, but as you do it, it'll work itself out. When that's curving, that's just because you have your hands a little too high to go out. You bring your hands down a little bit up. There you go, yeah. Right about there, go ahead. Yep. Keep going. There you go. Keep going. And stop. Good job. You see how I got it started? That's good.
Holy crow, why is that harder than the other?
Oh, is it harder than the other one?
Yeah. I didn't put it in deeper. Maybe I didn't have it in deep enough.
That's one thing. If it's hotter in the center, that will also help. Yeah. Right about there. There you go. Good job. There you go. Keep going. Yep. Keep going. There you go. And good job. See how we got it started?
Swinging a hammer in your head.
No, I like the subtle.
I don't know.
There was a place I worked at where I didn't learn how to do this from here. I worked at another shop that taught me how to do this. But when I worked there, we worked with you guys on a lot more fast-paced time constraint, I guess. And we would allow the people to do certain things, like different operations, different works. And I would sometimes have to work tongs and chisels. horseshoe or whatever it was, one piece, I hold the chisel with another side of the tongs and I direct them on stuff. There's going to be times where someone didn't listen, they hit it super hard, and the chisel will go flying in the air, it'll fly back at me. So I had to kind of dodge a couple.
Alright, we'll try not to hurt you.
Oh no,
Only ourselves.
it takes a lot to hurt me. I've had pieces that'll like, I remember 2 weeks ago, no, 3 weeks ago, I had a lady, she was making a rail spike and as she was hitting it, it flew out of her tongs and somersaulted through the air.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't know, I think it was on that handle, I was standing like right here, and I didn't know if there was someone over here. I thought there was. So I freaked out and I like swatted it with my forearm. What? It wasn't with this shirt, it was with a different one. Because I thought it was just going to hit someone in the face. So I just kind of knocked it down real quick. But I had a burn mark on my sleeve right where I hit it. She got really scared after that. I didn't want to just like watch it fly through the air and have someone like catch it. Yeah, right.
Give me that.
Here you go. Good. Go. You're right. Flatten back out a little bit. Right in that middle section. I think I want to keep it out of get a fly over. Same thing. Keep going. Grab a file.
You don't have one at your house, just a dabble with?
Oh, I do. Oh, you do?
Really? That's
There you go. Yep. See how you're hitting a little too far back here. Try to hit more on the top. There you go. It is. Flatten back up. Nice. Good. So now, let's see how deep once you get yours about that level, okay? He's good with this part right now. That way you can do about that. See how we have it right there. Right, if you get the French, that'll be very, very important. What you guys get that dip that you like? You like how it looks?
That's what I was going to tell you. Now, as far as the dip on it, that's just more a preference point, correct?
Yeah. So now,
It's not like I can grab my hand on it, though. I'm
perfect.
not going to lie.
I mean, if you, I could. It'll make you with your hand.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't want to do that. My hand would be the bits of the knife, not the.
So once you guys get that depth, and you like how the shape of your blade looks, all you really have to do is just try to go through and straighten it. So like with mine right now, I just have to
Can
get
we reshape it if we need to?
You can.
Or is it kind of as it's formed?
You don't want to do a lot of shaping. Like let's say I want to clean up the edges, I can forge it like this.
Flatten them out a little bit before you hit the grind.
I can flatten them out a little bit, make it a little cleaner. I can bend it a little more if I want to get like more of a straight edge. The hardest thing to do though is since we have them thinned out, we can't do a lot of because if you forge on it like this, if I were to keep forging on it straight down, it'll want to hold on to a piece of paper. That'll have you in that here. Yeah, it's really things that shape. But yeah, you can still clean it up to be different styles. Like me, I just have to get a little straight. Really just depends on what you guys are.
What kind of knife you want?
We also have the grinder too, so if you feel like you have something that you want to change, but you don't think you can fix it with the quarter, don't worry about it with the grinder. That's really good.
So what would I want to do? Just kind of flatten out that edge again?
So we're at least like, see what happens. Girl going that way. Now we do the same thing starting from here. Little lighter still. Little lighter still. And good. Oh, that's really close. Yep. See how we have to voice that over the opposite side. Really?
My dad just found that out. Like canola oil. Is that like when somebody gets burned? Was that canola oil?
Oh no, that's what we use for keeping things from processing.
Oh. He said,
If I didn't get your dad, I'll get burned. Burned.
that dark banana thing.
Now lighter tap. That looks really good too. So all you have to worry about now is just trying to get it straight.
Not to be like, oh my God, somebody else is gonna take it before you go like that. Flatter roast. That's fun.
Yeah. Hey, so there we go. Big good. What you got? Two. The interlocking. You do
Straighter. Look straighter. You're close. Another thing that can also help too is if you grab it like this, you can look right down this side. See how your handle's just a little bit right here. So what you can do is if you heat it up, if you tap it just in this area a few times on both sides, that'll straighten your hand out.
Yeah, we went right at this one.
Yeah, the right hand process is a little tricky because there's a lot to sharpening that not but it is.
I'm not tricky. I'm gonna check my parts over.
A little lighter.
Happy with the way still got a little bit of this.
Sometimes it might even be in the handle if we grab it like this. Right outside. So it looks like it's a little bit full. We have our handles a little too weak in our blade. So if you hit this back up again, it's actually going to get very lightly tap right from there. Slowly work away. Now you see how we have it all on one side now? Yep. Now we're doing the same thing.
Yeah, I got to. Yeah,
A little lighter.
yeah.
So now you can punch it.
Right now?
Right now, you heat it back.
Oh, we're good for right now. Yeah.
So once you guys get your like straight, you like how the shape looks and everything, then we have to punch it. That's actually what makes the blade harder.
So the dipping in some sort of solution, right?
Yeah. Now in this case, it's going to be water. Because of the type of steel.
But not the strength of the metal doesn't depend on the quenching of what solution you use in it.
It's actually, so the type of punching, that's usually what we call it, the type of punching you're going to use depends on the type of steel you're using.
Okay.
So,
So depending on the material is depending on what you're going to quench with.
yes.
Okay.
Solution. Exactly. In this case, water, because you start seeing your particles, that means there are water particles. Now, like in the case of the vials or like the leaf stream, that's actually oil. Generally, the higher the carbon scale, like the higher the carbon content, they'll use oil.
You guys aren't as bad as what you're saying, sir. Telling stories. My glasses.
I've always told my dad he was deaf, just because he didn't want us.
So I try to get away with my life without worrying.
I don't hear long about machines always.
So is this?
I like to might yell all the time. I can't.
This is everyone about
I believe so. I think it really has.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask. I'm just curious. Because they look like a container.
Yeah, this is what we got these two other ones here too.
Oh, okay.
That one's canola oil, I know that. That's one we use at the end.
What would happen if you were to quench these with anything other than water?
They won't hurt. Well,
These are specifically with water.
so now, for your situation, quench, I'll show you what you can do. All you guys have to do for the quench is after you get it straight, you just let your piece heat up to a bright orange color. I'm going to let mine heat up just a little bit more. When you let it get to a bright orange color, just like you have done before, and then you're going to move it back and forth in the water bucket behind you, up and down. You'll actually kind of, almost like you're cutting butter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For how long?
Until it stops steaming.
Okay.
So, all it looks like is this basically. Is take it. Now the reason behind that is if you go side to side, you're gonna bend the blade.
Oh, so that's why you keep it straight and you go like this sometimes versus like this because then it'll start moving as it's quenching.
Yep.
Then you'll have a blend.
And then after it's quenched, you should be able to hold it. Now, always grab it from the blade because the blade will move off faster. The handle better gets a little more.
So you want us to hold it like this?
Yep. Straight into the water, straight back and forth. Good. Just like this.
And that way he keeps that blade straight versus wobbling around.
Right. You guys ever watched like Horseshoe before? TV show?
I
usually watch them when they're get done.
I see. If you watch one of the episodes, you'll see how big of a deal it is for the contestants when they go to quench because they try to keep everything really straight.
Because it has to get that hardness too. Because once it's quenched, that's it, right?
Yes. Yep. Now there is a way to soften it again and then re-quench it, but it takes a lot of time. So which is what we
it's more like making it breakable now.
Like you said, you can grab the blade.
Yep, grab the blade. And then you should be able to grab it from the piece. Now I'll show you. If you look, you see this like whitish gray color that's in behind. You see that under? Yep. That is part of the That's actually the formation of steel that is known to be hard. Now, what about this? It'll come off. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
And I kind of hit on the top too, so where I have my thumb at. I didn't kind of plan.
Yeah, it's got a little indent for it, right?
Yeah, so that way I can just kind of hold it like this.
How's it looking? Looks good?
I think 1.5.
Let's take a look.
1.5.
Actually, you tap it once. Right again. I'll show you. Very lightly. Just tap it once. Yeah, right. Okay. One more time. Ooh, that's really close to the same thing.
It kind of reminds me of like
Take a look at it.
Harvard.
Looks good.
There's a couple lines.
Yeah, so you beat it back up and then you quench it. And then you get some. Let's take a look. Oh, that looks really good. I would say you're ready to quench. So go ahead and heat it back up just a little bit more, and you're good.
It still fits nice in the hand. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, so now what you guys can do before we start the grinding process, you want to think about what your shape and what your next grinding look like. You can use the substance that you have. You can kind of create like an algorithm.
Oh, so that way, as you find your way, you're grinding on that. That's fine.
So like with mine, I've got these little bumps here on the edge. So I'm going to smooth those out.
Just by creating like little lines around it.
And for the spine, I think I'm going to create a little curve to it. Their radius.
And that'll give you your reference of what you're going to do.
Now, I'm not going to grind it exactly to what I have drawn. I'm just going to kind of go with what feels right. But yeah, you guys can use this. That way it gives you like an idea of what's Yep, you want to have it kind of like this. Yeah, exactly.
I think I find with this, it's that spine that I kind of want. I don't know what I want to do yet. I don't know if I should go high or try to keep it straight.
There you go, buddy. Yep. Straight back.
Keep it all the way under.
You need a little deeper still. There you go. Keep going with those steps.
I'll give you this just in case you want to draw it on. Bring it over here and grab the grid.
Those are going to grind off, I'm sure. Yep, the scale will come off as we grind it.
Still orange.
Nope, that's just the oxidation. Ah, okay. All right, so now, what you guys can kind of do, we think about like what you have right now. What we're going to be doing first when we go to grind everything is create what's called a profile. What the profile is just the shape. We're not going to be sharpening it right away. So I'll go grab the practice piece and show you.
Somebody go to kill somebody, you know,
So essentially all we're going to do is we're going to take our forged piece and we're just going to make it look more refined. All we're doing is cleaning up the edges, making sure it's all smoothed out, and making sure you like the shape. After that, we'll move on to the next step, which is called apex. And then after that, we'll keep going.
Keep mine a straight edge. That straight comes out.
And I'll show you guys how to use the grinder here just a little bit too, so you can kind of work on the pieces.
I think I'll keep mine a straight spine all the way through. I'll just grind that down and then just
And the edge a little bit. Yep.
see how it looks from there.
So now
straighten that.
this is our big, it's really called a belt sander, but I always call it a grinder just because they do the same thing. I'm gonna swap out to a different belt here. Now this part, it's not really more dangerous than it was before when we were working, but this has a couple things you'll just have to be cautious of. Your fingers, mainly.
Your fingers. Your nails.
Yep, fingers, nails, any extremities that aren't attached to your main body, basically. Now, this is how you turn the machine on or off. If you guys ever need to turn it on or off at any point, it's got this little switch here, so it's in the stop position. You flick it up, it'll put it into like a neutral position, and then you have to push it up one more time to get it to turn green. Then, after that, this is the dial. This just turns it up, speed, yep. We only needed about 40% roughly for this part. But if you ever need to shut it off, that's how you do it. Now, let me use this guy. This little block here is like your expendable thumb. You can use this as like a buffer between you and the machine. Now, if I'm going to clean up the edge of my knife, just like the part that's going to be sharp, I'm going to hold it horizontal, like this. Don't have it on an angle. You want to try to keep it perpendicular to the wheel. You want to keep it facing a little bit up so you get this side. Nope. You want to keep it perfectly
Square with the wheel.
Yep.
But you're not sharpening, straightening the point.
Exactly. Now, when we go to sharpen it, yes, you'll actually have to hold it at the side. So that's how you do the edge. Now, if you're going to do the spine, you'll want to hold it vertically. It's like this. That way you can move it up and down, kind of like that. Get your whatever shape you want. Right. The main thing with that bird is trying to keep your fingers away from it. Because obviously if I'm holding it like that, you just gotta be careful. Now as you're grinding on these two, these are gonna build up friction, so they're gonna get hot. We have a little water bucket here that I'll fill up, that way you can dunk it in it. The main thing is you wanna make sure you can hold it. If it's too hot to hold, cool it off. Because if it gets too hot, it will soften. It won't be as hard as that old made it. Does that kind of make sense? Does it help with the water on there while you're grinding? Not necessarily. Now, in some cases it does, but in this case it doesn't really matter. But that's that. So, like, if I'm just going to grind this edge, I'm just going to let the belt do the work. I'm not really pushing into it super hard. I'm just being firm with it. You'll notice, like, if you come up to it and you're a little skittish at first, it's going to want to bounce around on you, which is totally fine. But try to keep your hands firm with it. That way it doesn't bounce on you. Now, you see how I was moving it around while I was grinding on it? That's also going to help it from not overheating. So if you hold it in place for too long, that spot will get super hot. So always try to move it around whenever you're grinding. So that's that. I'm going to fill this up real quick. If anybody's low in iron, this is the soup for you. This is it. Yeah, whoever wants to go first, feel free. Ladies first. Ladies first. You look like you've done it once, or you might have done it once. But yeah, you can kind of play with it until you get the shape that you want, and you'll just move on to the next one. I think the biggest thing is kind of taking your photo, just one for movement. That's that, really. So just be cautious, like you say, you don't gotta force it in there, you kind of just take it one step at a time. Always easy to remove extra material, never easy to put back.
I don't take, I don't want to take
No,
all
no,
the time.
not at all.
I can move on to the next time.
We got plenty of time.
Working the open tea shop. Miss that smell.
Grinding metal.
Brings back a lot of memories. I'm good at writing. You don't mind not one?
It feels good too. It don't feel bad. I just went on flat mount, that's fine, and then I took it okay. It really did help.
Oh yeah, that little
Cleared out, yeah. And like I said, once I hit the hammer, it kind of, the hammer is going to give me that.
Another thing you can do too, like with the radius of that wheel,
Just kind of run it through there, make it more pronounced, or there's,
I don't know if that will be small enough there, but you can do the edge run. So if you take it on like an angle, kind of hold it one way or the other,
or there's kind of like this, and
right, like especially if you're working on like a corner of a belt. So you can work on the corner of a belt.
Yeah.
And run it kind of. I'll show you. There's still a little silver knob at the top. Yep. That adjusts the tracking of the wheel so you side to side. So if you move it off to like one side of the wheel, it'll flank a little bit. So that means you can work on inside of the groove.
that's kind of nice. A little bit more.
Yeah, it feels pretty good right now, but just to clean up this side.
Oh, yeah.
Horseshoes don't really take that long to grind compared to real quick because there's not that much material there. They usually go through pretty quick.
You usually hold most of the time, you can usually look.
At least more than night thinking one. Sometimes. Like, you saw that big barrier night there. Still teaches that class, but these are the two that I do actually have. Jewelry making is this too then? The jewelry making is this then too?
Yeah.
He does the rings, material, so you guys kind of split on almost. I've tried showing Bill a few things, like maybe making stuff so he can kind of do it on the best on his own if he wants to, but he is, I don't know if he doesn't like it or if he just can't quite figure it out. He might not like it either. He likes to orient stuff the most. That's actually what I'm trying to learn more on myself, is more of like the decorative iron. Oh, yeah. This is always what the bottleneck is too, just because we got one grinder. We got 3 forges, we can forge a lot of things, but. Oh, but only got one grinder. Yeah, you got 2 of those, but one of those. Well, actually, you got one range of 3. I think there's actually another one. Bill's got a little garage or a tool storage barn, and he's got another one there.
For each class, how many are you guys allowed?
Usually for like each classes, they offer 6 at a time at low code. But we've had a couple times where like some of the content is like a big group. And we've had, I think the most Bill has had in here at one point was 22. And it was for a road class. It wasn't for a night class. But the
I think I
road
saw
class-
the picture of that one. There's a whole bunch of girls that
Yeah.
and they're good.
There's a couple of them laying around here.
We saw one up there.
This is like a half finished one.
I saw one up there over by Progressive with the Horseshoe. Should be right there in the front. That one on my favorite was
That one in the
yeah, this one.
Oh, that's right, yeah. But yeah, this is what they look like kind of before they get to stem.
That's so cool.
But yeah, Bill had to make 22 of these. So we were He said it took, I think they stayed up till about 12:30 in the morning. They started at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
For the class?
It was a full day,
10 to 10?
pretty much. He had the 3 forges in here. He had another one out in there doing it. He had all of his anvils set up too.
Good money though.
Yeah,
Especially when people want to do classes and
I
stuff.
think it was for a wedding. I think it was what it was, like a big.
And that's what I'm thinking, like those bachelor parties, stuff like that. People like to do stuff like that. I mean,
I had a big group of guys come through.
They didn't want to make flowers, did they?
No, they made tongs actually.
Tongs?
Yep. So like the pieces that we worked with, the group themselves, they're called the Adventuremen Guild. But they're a group in Michigan that just goes and does cool things.
Different things around, yeah.
So a lot of them have either done blacksmithing before or wanted to do it. So they reached out to Bill and they wanted to make a set of tongs. I think there was six guys. Yeah, there were 6 of them because we worked 3 on this side and 3 on that side. And it worked out really well because they all kind of knew each other. They all worked together, working on their own individual parts.
And you're right, there's nothing wrong with that one to make flowers.
But there was, I think that started at 10 o'clock and we got done right around 5.
So usually when they host a class, kind of prepare to kind of get it that day, get that one class.
Especially if it's like a really big group, we always try to give it, a couple extra hours.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah. You guys can work through it and get it to whatever shape you like. Wherever.
Now you said normally if you wanted to straighten out that spine, you would
Hold it vertically, yeah. Just like that. You always want to have the tip of your knife pointed down. That's always a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, definitely don't want to meet contact with it.
Yeah, keep going through so you guys like how it looks. This actually makes really cool desk one. Just like this. What's that? This one's almost finished. The next thing we'd have to do to it, add the stem. But yeah, this is what the bud itself kind of looks like, the rose. I'm trying to think, all right, I think the biggest group we had for the rail swing was a group of 9. I think it was a group of 9. And they were all, they were from next year, our loader. There was like a big bunch of managers, like their own supervisors, floor supervisors. They all came out as a company building event. And it was so funny because when we were talking to these guys, I work full time myself. This is what I do on weekends. And I usually work Monday through Friday. They requested to have it done on a Friday, but I asked if we could do a Saturday or Sunday just because it wouldn't interfere with my work schedule. Because what they said, they were worried they wouldn't get the turnout because it's a 3-day off on Friday. So we all signed up, we all figured out doing it Friday. And that was, I think that was like a 10 to 5 class too, on an 8-hour day.
Yeah, my dad actually worked in it.
Oh, he does? Yeah, we had them come out here, and I don't remember what level of supervisor they said they were. I think they were like the team leaders for different departments. But they said that they were going to have either their higher ups come out and do the same thing, or they're also going to tell their guys. But yeah, that was the biggest group. They made the rail split. That was amazing. That one was pretty chaotic.
Yeah, look at, and then I think my spine, I straightened it up fine.
I think we had 4 in that forge, 4 in that forge. Or no, we had 3 in that one, and we had 2 in the end.
Now, where does that kind of go down? You said that could be taken down.
Yep. Next time you go up there, I can show you how to do it.
Just a little twisted on that.
It could be also, since we forged it, the transition from this material to that material. And sometimes that also means
Do people ever grind the handles?
do what?
Grind the handles a little bit?
Not really. They'll clean off like the sharp edges, like if there's a burr on there, they'll knock it off.
So they usually leave it like that. oil on it.
Yeah, that's really good. See, I'm a really big fan of like a trailing point style, which is what this shape looks like.
Oh, it might have that kind of similar concept.
Yeah, that's my favorite shape of blade right there. Is that. I'm not sure why.
I kind of like mine, like the point on the top.
Yeah.
I'm more of a plain Jane kind of person.
Well, it's like a lot of the knives that I've made for all the people I know, they're hunting, fishing kind of guys, so they always, it's purpose over, or function over, I forgot how you call it, what you say.
Function over fashion?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it costs.
If it does what it's intended to do, that's really all that matters.
Keep the access on these.
There's one I want to know what it is over here.
I think it was it the finished one? This is the finish, right?
The one with that shiny edge.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He said that the guy that you said is retired. He's a nice guy. He's actually but started doing it about 25 years ago. He has to do like metal. Leather too, it'll bring you time. Don't remind me. Oh, yeah, go over here. The mid road. I forgot about that one. We go to that one and we go to the line. Yeah, that one we really do like. But the guy, he does help. I got one of his help. And he kind of has like his leftover scratch. I'm really big into everything here. And I still have that as a bottle for stuff like that. So I'm gonna go there and see if we can get more. And then make like a little slip if I need to throw a pointer or something like that. And I call him and he's like, I want a little piece, but I'm not sure about it. I know what I want out of it. Right. Second guess myself walk by. Since I walk by, I really have one to check it out. I grab it as soon as I There's a big thing too. Latest version? Yeah, I went to, I go to the and actually, Sam designed my knife. And then, a little trap, he bought the channel again. Real fantastic. And then I did, he was a, online here. He found that this is the biggest post, he wanted like here. So I did this. I sent it to a buddy and I took it and he came back.
try to make some folders like that, but you usually have to have a full dedicated machine shop for most of it.
He does this like this is his full time job.
Yeah.
Making the knives is his full time job.
Cool. Yeah, I think
You're right. It's always a good rule of thumb. Rub some dirt in it. There's just
I always say it grows back. Gotta figure out what that.
not always.
I mean,
Some people know trying to catch something like this.
Step away.
yeah, let it fall. Always better to fix it. Yeah, it's not too big.
Like I thought it was gonna. When I looked at it, I thought it was gonna be overly big, but it's not. It's like a nice size.
Yeah, they usually, a lot of people are rich, they're always too small to do like the size ones they get. But then they realize they come bigger than how much it goes out. I would like to go down to that blade show down in Atlanta again, but
So I heard those are pretty chaotic.
That's so
specific
fun.
one.
it's the biggest knife event, I think, in the US for gathering.
A lot of those guys that go there, they try to get me, but a lot of those guys, they also camp out in the line. Like the night
Yeah, they camp
before,
out a week,
they,
like-
they sleep in the line. Literally, they sleep in the line. Yeah, they're custom knife shows. But there's like specific makers that you kind of can get first come, first serve. They give you deals. And then on top of that, there's also lots. So of course, if you're just going for lotto, it's not a big issue. That first come, first serve. And then some of those guys, I want to say, they're not in it to collect, but they're in it to turn a profit. A lot of those things, some of
It's
those
a
guys,
giant cash event usually.
a lot of those people, they get paid to go to those events
Or
and get specific things for people that can't make it out to the show.
I went down there in 2021 with the guy that kind of showed me the ropes with it. And he's pretty popular in the knife world. He was on that Horseshoe show and a few other things. And we went down there, we got a hotel, and he kind of showed us like behind the scenes of everything. There's a hotel that's actually connected to the giant auditorium that's hosted it. That's where all the knife makers stay at. That hotel is booked for that particular week 4 years in advance.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
A lot of the times those are where the makers stay at. That makes an easy transition to just go there.
In the main lobby, like if you go into the main lobby, the entire hotel is open all the way up to the roof. And it's got the roof on the sides of the wall. You sit down at the bottom, they call it pit. What it is, it's got a small bar, a little restaurant, a couple places to hang out at. And that's where all these really famous knife makers just kind of get together, hang out, drink, have fun.
They do the same thing at that Kentucky one.
Yeah,
Because it's all
so
cash.
cool.
Yes, last year was the first year that I ever went, and I took my wife with me. And it was kind of just a little weekend getaway for us, you know.
It's so much fun.
I'm definitely doing it this year.
Yeah, again. I really wanted to go to that Georgia one again this year, but I tried looking at a hotel like right when tickets opened up, and like everything within a mile radius is already booked up. So it seems like
Even for that Kentucky one, he usually posts in the group on Facebook, like, they'll go one full level. You know, and
Oh, I
so you'll get them on sale because he's buying all those rooms at both same time. Yeah, and then people will go from there. I didn't manage to get it, but I managed to get the one last room just for that night. So we ended up leaving, and we checked in on Friday night. We checked out Saturday morning and just kind of hung out there. I waited in the line from 9 to when they opened up the first day. Yeah, 9 to 6. I did get the things that I wanted. One I let go, the one I didn't because he really wanted it. The other one I did keep for quite a while.
And another good thing, like at most of the shows for other makers, like the handle material is usually different supplies.
I never would realize how many different things in my card are there.
Yeah, linen card is
And linen paper,
vintage. My card is super big, popular for some reason.
I have a little sheet of vintage paper gray.
Yeah,
And actually, that guy who made my knife, he's gonna make me another different model. Called like a career or something like that. These guys have different like odd names for them.
yeah. It's so funny trying to figure out like everyone all situated.
No, I'm not going there.
Yeah, feel free.
Sorry.
You gotta go back on that?
I thought about it, but it should be okay.
Good.
Yeah, feel free.
I just not touch up a couple spots.
We got time still, don't worry about it. Honestly, in that mold for the finger doesn't look that bad, and it's not pushing out very much. As long as it doesn't hurt you when you hold it, you're probably fine. Yeah, so I'm making a straighter profile. I like your profile.
Hold it up there so your neck starts there.
That's like my favorite blade style. You have to find out that my dad has a similar style to it.
I know you look familiar, I can't figure out why. What's your name?
Gerardo Ramirez.
Eating hamburger,
Are you with the Hudson?
well, I was a husband. His name is husband.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, we live about 2 hours away.
We're about an hour.
Where are you guys from?
4th Street.
Oh, cool. My grandma actually lives up there.
Oh, yeah? It's funny how many people from Michigan are like there.
I know, it's kind of like in between because it's not as popular as Grand Blanc. It's not really as popular as Lansing. So it's like really in
When
between.
you say near Flint, everybody's just you drink water.
Yeah, exactly.
It's usually the joke I always hear.
I'm from Otisville, like 10 minutes north of here.
Oh, we just went. We just went